Now, this presentation has very much been focused on Google, and rightfully so. Google is where you're going to get the lion's share of leads, but we do want to make it a point that every advertiser should be considering expanding to other platforms. One we would absolutely recommend, specific for lead generation, is Microsoft Bing. Now, anyone who is listening right now is probably like, "Oh, Bing? Do people even go to Bing? Like, what? Why should I go to Bing?" And not only are you going to be advertising on Bing, but you also be available on all their partner search engines, which is Yahoo and AOL and DuckDuckGo, which is actually a rising search engine based, which is much more privacy focused. And I don't know, 2023 for our rise has been a big year for Bing for us, and we're pretty much advocating almost all of our clients that they should test it. But Ashley, tell me, what do you see once we migrate some campaigns to Microsoft?
What I would say too is how important diversification is,
Good point.
right? So like Google is a great platform, and you're right, the lion's share of your leads are going to come from Google. But when your money is all tied up in Google, and if there is something, a glitch, or I don't know, their platform is down, or maybe they changed their algorithm, which happens frequently with Google, your performance is going to take hits. And so when we're so focused on Google, having diversification and having another platform is so important. So I would recommend Bing, not only just like if you're hitting like performance, caps or whatever on Google, I would do it as a kind of like a fail safe to prevent, just if anything should happen with Google, that you still have another source of leads coming in digitally. It's got the same search based intent, right? So it's perfect complement to Google. Being on Bing, we're going to basically take the exact same campaigns, duplicate them on Bing. Super easy. They make it super easy to upload. But really, yeah, the advantage is you should see similar, if not the same performance. Sometimes lower click costs, sometimes higher click costs. But I will say that my clients across the board experience, maybe they're not spending as much, but sometimes a higher return on ad spend, despite what like the metrics might look like. So for example, I've got a lower conversion rate right now in a Bing account with a higher cost per lead, but their return on ad spend was almost 5 times. And Google is performing great too. We're at about 3 or 4 return on ad spend for Google, but smaller budget, like I said, on Bing, higher cost per lead, but the return on ad spend was really impressive. So I think Bing is a great option. And there's a lot of different levers you can explore with Bing. They are linked with LinkedIn, so you can take advantage of the LinkedIn audience attributes. Yeah,
Awesome.
I like Bing. I'm pushing Bing for most of my clients, and again, it's not just for performance, but also for diversification.
Yeah, and you bring up a couple of really good points. A lot of businesses don't think about diversification. They're successful on Google, or maybe they're successful on Meta, and they put all their eggs in that one basket. And we've seen it sometimes. Policies change on Meta and on Google, and all of a sudden, oh boy, their account's dark for 2 weeks. What's that going to do for your business? And if you don't have a diversified approach, that could be pretty scary. So I love the diversification point. I'm glad you brought that up. And then also, it just works. It works. Take your top performing campaigns on Google, migrate to Microsoft. Microsoft actually makes it pretty easy for advertisers. Microsoft is they understand that most of search advertisers spend their time on Google, so they make tools to automatically import campaigns to Microsoft, easy peasy, and their interface is very similar. Obviously, if anyone's watching right now, we're happy to open up a Microsoft campaign for you, set up conversion tracking, and then just give you extra 15-20% more leads per month. So love that. And yeah, we'll stress the last thing, as you mentioned, Microsoft owns LinkedIn, Microsoft owns Bing. They are marrying this data together, and which is so critical, especially for B2B clients, where you can target based off of a search intent, but also based off of other attributes. So maybe industry or job title or companies that they work on. So for a B2B advertiser, I would absolutely start Bing as soon as possible.